The Devil card is another highly misunderstood card in the deck. Please understand I had taken some markups to the art on this card, as there can be different rules for different platforms, and there is a naked man and woman on this card, so I went ahead and did some markups so that this video wouldn't be taken down. All right, let's get to the meaning. Okay, so the Devil card is about oppression, addiction, obsession, dependency, excess, powerlessness, and limitations. So it's about this being that is half goat and half man, representing the devil. It has bat wings and an inverted pentagram on its forehead. And it's standing on a pedestal, and it's chained a nude man and woman as if to show he has dominion over them. So both the man and woman both have horns, and so it shows that the more time they spend with the devil, the less human they become. Okay? And really, this is indicative of a lot of addiction and dependency. So these chains are what make them captive. And the man has a flame on his tail, and the woman has a bowl of grapes on her tail. So it symbolizes their addiction to power and the finer things in life, respectively, like over extreme hedonism. This is the card of temptation. And so looking closely at the man and woman, they both are not happy in this card. So their individual power has been completely taken from them, leaving them exposed and ashamed in their nakedness, which, by the way, you shouldn't be ever ashamed of a naked body. But in this sense, it's metaphorical, okay? So this card shows up in a reading when there's feelings of entrapment, emptiness, lack of fulfillment in our lives. So maybe we're a slave to materialism and opulence. And no matter how hard we work or that we try, we can't seem to shake the feeling of desiring of more, indulging. It's never enough. We can never find the contentment in the here and now moment, because it's always about looking about what we're lacking, what we don't have, and the temptation of going after pleasure in an unhealthy way. So this card is important because it comes up in readings for us to be mindful of what kind of lifestyle we're leading, and trying to help us become aware before we go further and further deep within that rabbit hole. So if we have feelings of not having control over our actions or our urges, this could be that obsession of a substance, or an addiction to a substance, or materialism and pleasures. And the reason for feeling this powerlessness and entrapment is because you're a slave to those things and unable to control your impulses and willpower and direct yourself towards something other than the satisfaction of those desires. And so, with all of that said, this is all about the shadow side, or the darker side, or the negative forces that can constrain us and hold us back from being the best version of ourselves. The effects of negative habits and dependencies, maybe even codependence on other people, maybe even addiction to love, or to sex, or to porn, or to alcohol and drugs. Alcohol is a drug. To spending, to it could be to TV. It could be to really anything that's compulsive. So we might feel trapped between short-term pleasure that we receive rather than the long-term pain that that creates long-term pain. So we're avoiding sitting through the temporary discomfort, which creates long-term pain in our lives. So the devil comes up when there's a choice. There's a path of instant gratification, or the expense of your long-term well-being. Have you sold your soul to the devil? Ask yourself, this is about the shadow self and attachment, restriction, and also sexuality too, and the pleasures in that, and an unhealthy balance in that. On the positive note, it can show a powerful attachment between two people, and be careful about being in the honeymoon phase with people. Be careful to create healthy attachments, to release unhealthy codependent behaviors and relationships. And we might be scared to lose these connections, but always follow your inner guidance. Protect yourself and your